no changes, additions, make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, you know what, we're right at 7:35, so I'm gonna pause from the regular business, and I'm gonna move along to item number 2 under the new business. And again, we have a public hearing tonight. Put this up here for us. All right, so the public hearing reads as follows. The notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Boston and Erie, County of Erie, State of New York, will meet at Town Hall, 8500 Boston State Road, Boston, New York, on November 3rd, 2021, at 7:35 p.m. prevailing time, for the purpose of conducting a public hearing in relation to the proposed increase and improvement of facilities of water districts numbers 1 and 2, labeled as the districts, and as described in the map, plan, and report for the town of Boston water system improvements to water districts numbers 1 and 2, dated August 2020 and updated on October 2021, consisting of improvements to 1, the water main replacement and pump station improvements serving properties located within water district number 1 at an estimated maximum cost of $9,738,000. And 2, water main replacement improvements serving properties located within water district number 2 at an estimated maximum cost of $1,320,000. The current approved total estimated maximum cost of the project is $11,058,000, which is proposed to be financed through the issuance of bonds by the town of Boston on behalf of the districts, payable by levy and collections of assessments on real property in the districts based on the respective assigned number of equivalent dwelling units, EDUs, which is each unit being equivalent to usage by a single-family home. Therefore, the project cost burden is expected to be borne by districts' property owners throughout the expected term of the bonds. However, the bonds to be issued shall be general obligation bonds to the town of Boston, and in the event the amount of assessments collected within the districts is insufficient to pay the cost of the project and/or the debt service related to the project, such costs and/or debt service shall be paid from the general town taxes. Each of the districts are provided by the Erie County Water Authority, which is also ECWA, and the water system is lease managed by ECWA through the agreement with the town. Further details concerning such proposed increase and improvement of facilities and the estimated cost thereof are set forth in the above-mentioned map, plan, and report, which is available online for review at townofboston.com/water-project, and then another followed by a / under relevant documentation. This was by order of the town board of the town of Boston, dated October 20th, 2021, Boston, New York. Sandra Quinlan, town clerk. I will open the floor for any public comment. Okay, no public comment. I will close the floor of the public hearing. Okay, going back up to item number 2 under regular business tonight. Item number is the consideration of all fund bills. Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that up?
Yes, after reviewing the warrant for November 3rd, 2021, I'd like to make a motion to approve payment of $36,349.09.
Second?
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving right along. We have, under item number 3, correspondence, we have 2 items of correspondence. The first item this evening is a notice of public hearing proposed by the modification to the agricultural districts, which was received and filed with the town clerk's office. And then the second item for correspondence tonight is a letter from the New York State Police Barracks here in, right here in the town of Boston. And I did have a request by State Trooper Barracks to read this off for the record and also to provide notice to the community. The letter from the State Trooper Barracks reads as follows. The New York State Police at Boston would like to remind everyone that it is illegal to operate ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, golf carts, and/or other similar machines on public highways in New York State and on property and parks in the town of Boston. Public highway includes shoulders and the entire width of the roadway publicly maintained. Anyone observed by law enforcement officer operating an ATV, UTV, dirt bike, golf cart, etc. on a public highway, including residential side streets or on town of Boston property, is in violation of New York State vehicle and traffic law and can be issued a summons. Recently, there have been several complaints made by town of Boston residents to the New York State Police in Boston, State Police Headquarters in Albany, and a letter to the Governor of New York regarding the frequent operation of ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and golf carts on public highways in the town of Boston. These complaints have been investigated, and the public announcement is part of an effort to educate the public on the safe and legal operation of those machines. Below is a list of some basic rules regarding ownership and operation of ATVs and UTVs in New York State. This is not a comprehensive list. For more information, please visit New York State Department of Motor Vehicles website at dmv.ny.gov. The bullets are as follows. All ATVs must be registered, even if it is just operated on your property. 2, you can operate an ATV on public ATV trails on your property or on the private property of another, provided you have the permission of the property owner and your ATV is registered and insured. You do not need a driver's license to operate ATVs in New York State. Operators less than 16 years old have additional restrictions. Refer to the New York State DMV website for specific information. Anyone on an ATV must wear a US DOT approved helmet. You may only cross a public highway at an angle of approximately 90 degrees. Some machines, for example, golf carts and dirt bikes, cannot be registered. Therefore, they can only be used on private property with permission. The slow-moving orange triangle exemption only applies to active farms engaged in actual farming operations in limited distances. ATV registrations issued from other states are not valid in New York State. And again, they put out a reminder. For more information, please visit the New York State Department of Motor Vehicle website, once again at dmv.ny.gov. And that piece of correspondence has been received and filed. Moving along, going on to new business, is requests from the floor. So I will once again open up the floor for any public comment. If anyone chooses to come up to the microphone, please state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes. The floor is open. Okay, with no comment, I will close the floor. Item number 2 under new business, we've already covered this evening, which was the public hearing, so we'll move right along to item number 3, which is resolution 2021-63, which is a resolution in order after the public hearing to increase improvement facilities of water districts number 1 and 2 in the town of Boston in the county of Erie, New York. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. So I'm not reading the entire notice again. I make a motion that we approve resolution 2021-63 to increase and improve facilities of water district numbers 1 and 2 in the town of Boston, county of Erie.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving right along. Item number 4 tonight is resolution 2021-64, which is bond resolution appropriating $11,058 for the cost of an increase in improvement facilities in water districts numbers 1 and number 2. And Councilwoman Sully, would you like to take that item?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2021-64, the bond resolution appropriating $11,058,000 for the cost of an increase and improvement of facilities of Water District 1 and 2.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 5 is resolution 2021-65, authorizing emergency repair to a pressure zone valve at the Keller and Fedek Road. I will take this item tonight. What we have, folks, is a resolution to the town of Boston. Town board was notified of essentially emergency repair last week that the pressure zone valve could result, if it were to fail, could result in a sharp increase to water pressure. So Erie County Water Authority has, mitigated, any current risks, but to be prudent to the continuity of water service to the community, the estimated cost for the necessary repair is $25,400. This has been reviewed with the town's engineer, and I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-65 for funds for an amount of $25,400 from the fund balance in Water District Number 2, and they will also be paid out of the fund line item H as in Henry, B as in boy, 08340-0400 Water District 2 contractual costs. I'd like to make a motion to approve that resolution.
A second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukashit?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 6 is Resolution 2021-66 for the adoption of the 2022 town budget. I guess I'll take this one as the Chief Financial Officer here. I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-66 for the 2022 town budget. The preliminary budget, there's no changes from the preliminary budget that were made and revised. So I'd like to make a motion to adopt and approve the budget. The one component here, that there was an amendment to remove the unpaid water re-levy of $333 due to the continuation of the utility moratorium and associated regulation, which drops the total taxation to an amount of $3,164,680.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukashit?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 7 tonight is Resolution 2021-67, authorizing the first amendment to the solid waste collection and disposal agreement. And Councilwoman Sully, would you like to take that up?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We have an opportunity to enhance our waste management agreement where we are adding solid waste collection for approximately $2.16 per month for each residential unit. And this is incorporated in our budget, and I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution number 2021-67.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukashit?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Moving right along. So we have item number 8, which is Resolution 2021-68 for a 2021 budget transfer to cover additional court clerk hours. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Supervisor, thank you. Resolution number 2021-68, the DMV notified the town court that due to a change in their processes, the town needs to clear out old tickets going back to the 1980s, and it's going to require an estimated of 100 hours of data entry outside the normal scope of work for the current court clerks. This is going to require an amendment to the budget, which it will increase the town justice by $1,754 and decrease the contingency account by $1,754. I make a motion to approve this change.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukashit?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 9 is an application for use of town meeting facility for the Zoning Board of Appeals training. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Yes, thank you. We received the application for use of town facility by Lisa Rue, the current chairperson of the Zoning Board of Appeals, to use the town hall community room without the kitchen on December 9th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for some ZBA training. I make a motion to approve this application.
Second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukashit?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 10 is an application for use of town meeting facility for heat outreach. I'll take this item. Actually, this event was previously held, Legislator Mills' office held a heat event here in the town of Boston, an outreach event. The attendance was not as high as we anticipated, but we have used the facility for 50 attendees. We had about 12 that had attended. The date requested was this past October 29th, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. here in the courtroom. So I'd just like to make a motion after the fact to approve this heat outreach community event.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukaszek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 11 is an application for use of town meeting facility for the Belmont Housing Resources for Western New York. And Councilwoman Lukaszek, would you like to take that up?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is for emergency rental assistance outreach specifically, and the date requested was for November 17th from 2 to 6, and in the town hall community room. It will not be in the way of the pool players, so just want to make that noted. Make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukaszek?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving along, so we do not have any old business tonight. We'll move on to reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Over the last couple of weeks, when we weren't picking up leaves, we had a little spare time, the guys were out still cutting down some dead trees along the roads on the right of way. So we've been still doing that. We definitely still gotta have a lot of leaves to give away. Anybody looking for leaves, anybody looking for wood chips, we still have fill available. Over the past few weeks, like 2 weeks ago at the last board meeting, I was asked to install a new marker down at the corner of Zimmerman and Boston State Road for the typhoid fever. And that has been completed and the sign is up and it looks great. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Councilwoman Sully, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'm extremely happy to say about the resolutions being passed for the bonding and the water districts, much needed repair. Let's move ahead with that ASAP. Those people have many problems and we're hoping to get that project done quickly. I am extremely happy and excited to congratulate Councilman Mike Ketkichi and Councilwoman Jennifer Lukaszek on their victories. I look forward to working with you guys for hopefully a couple of years at least. It's been a pleasure working with you guys and also Supervisor Keating. I'm sorry I missed you.
Okay.
So we're very happy and excited that we have our board continuing on. So that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Councilwoman Lukaszek, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I'm just excited that the ZBA was able to secure more training. They've got a couple more members that recently joined, so that's fantastic. Not to blow your thunder, but the ZBA is meeting November 4th, and the planning board meeting for next Tuesday is canceled due to lack of agenda items. Also, I'm not sure how many people know, I know the supervisors mentioned this, but the waste collection that has been added now, the at your door special collection is really something that most municipalities and residents have been looking forward to, not just in the town of Boston, but all over. So I'm really excited that this is finally here. So thank you to the town board for getting that moving and bringing it into the town of Boston. So I'm really happy to be back for another 4 years. So yeah, guys asked for it, so here we are. Thank you very much. It's very humbling to be a part of it. Congratulations to Supervisor Keating and to Mike Carticini. So thank you. That's all I have.
Great, thank you very much. Councilwoman Martin, you have the floor.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to pretend that Mike Carticini, because he's not here tonight, he's asked me to read a statement. Councilman Mike Carticini asked me to read a statement, okay. Due to an extended exposure to a person that was tested to be positive for COVID, I felt it was obligation and responsibility to sit this meeting out to protect both the residents and fellow elected officials. I thank you for your understanding. I would like to thank the constituents who voted in confidence to re-elect Councilwoman Lukaszek, Supervisor Keating, and myself. It's important for everyone to know that whether you cast a ballot for or against us, we represent all of you equally. I look forward to serving another term and greatly thank you for the opportunity. It is an honor to do so. I'll be back as soon as I am able. Thank you again for your understanding of my absence this evening. Best, Councilman Mike Carticini. I'm just going to move right into my report now. Welcome back, Jonathan Lukacek and Mike Carney and Supervisor. It's been a pleasure working with the three of you, and I'm very happy to continue on with our good past work and keep moving forward. A week ago, I had an opportunity to meet with Vanessa Miller, who, if anyone doesn't know, is the sexton for our local Maplewood Cemetery, after she received the $4,000 donation, what would you call it? It's contribution, thank you, for the trees that came down. And she informed me that our $4,000 contribution actually put her over and above what she needed to raise. So she's actually purchasing some trees to replace ones that had fallen in the past. So she's keeping that cemetery a nice place for our local residents that are buried there, and keep it a nice, serene, beautiful property. I learned a lot from her. She's become quite the arborist and has learned a lot about our existing trees here in Boston, and she's really making an effort to preserve the ones that are there and not have to take them down completely. So I was very fortunate to meet with her, and everybody should be very appreciative for her hard work and the time and blood, sweat, and tears her and her husband both put in there at that cemetery. That's all.
All right, thank you very much. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The corn maze, as far as we know, the Monaco corn maze and the Red Barrel cider mill are still open. So, but if you were thinking if we've got a couple nice weekends coming up, we're going to reach out to them to see if they are still open, if you wanted to enjoy that right here in the town of Boston. The Connect Life Blood Drive from October 21st, there was 23 donors, and that helped save the lives of 63 patients. So again, we had a great turnout for that blood drive. The next blood drive will be November 16th from 2 to 7 in the community room. The Kaleida Health, we did have the flu shot clinic was here in the courtroom on October 26th. We had an okay turnout of 8 people coming in. What I would have liked to see more come in for that, but I know that there has been a lot of availability of the flu shot this year. So, really, all in all, I don't think we did that bad, and it was a rainy day. So, that tends to keep people away also. For the month of October, we did have 28 hunting licenses that did taper off from September, when that's such a busy month for the hunters. But we did, that's still not too bad, and there are leftover DMPs. So the DEC releases any leftover deer management permits on November 1st. And so if you are a hunter, come on into the clerk's office. We will take a look to see if the location that you are looking for is available. If you had previously purchased your first round, or if you're a lifetime hunter, and that is included in your license, there will be no charge for these leftover DMPs. And let's see, we had great feedback regarding the Memory Cafe concert series from some of the folks who attended the last one here in Patchen. So at the Patchen Fire Hall, there is another one that is coming up on November 10th, and that's from noon to 1. So what I understand, there is some entertainment, there is some time to converse, there is a nice lunch that was put on by a local restaurant that was the prior one in October, and from what we know, the one in November will be, Three Girls will be sponsoring that one. There are other locations. That is the Westfall Center for the Arts. That's actually who put this on, and that one will be November 17th. If you are interested in something a little bit further out, there is one at the Amherst Senior Center. If anyone is interested, and if they would be interested in taking a senior to that. And congratulations, Supervisor Keating and Mike Keating and Jennifer Lukacek. I think all of you know how we feel about you. And the past 4 years have definitely set this town on a positive continue. And I just want to share, as we were setting up the courtroom today, Margaret said, oh, this is great, we don't need to order any new signs. So, this is.
See, you saved the town some more money.
Yeah, so you saved the council money on that. That is all I have, thank you.
Thank you. All right, yeah, I guess I'll start off with what you kind of ended on there. Well, certainly like to congratulate Councilman Hardikini, Councilman Kuchek, and all for your win. It really, we have a great board here. I'm very, I've said this to so many people, we're very lucky to have the board that we have here today. We made a lot of great progress. Look.
I can't hear a word. Can
No,
you all
sorry.
speak up, please?
Okay, sure. So, I just wanted to congratulate Councilman Hardikini and Councilwoman Lukacek on their win for the election. And again, we've got a great board. We've done a lot of great work in 4 years. We have another 4 years ahead of us. There's a lot of projects that are going on in town, big projects. Tonight is just the kind of the tip of the iceberg of what we're up against. But you heard the dollar amount that we're going to be investing into the public water infrastructure. I made this a note to myself, the resolutions that were approved tonight, there's a lot of content there. I do encourage residents to go out to the town website where the board packets are published. There's basically anything that you would want to read on regarding that resolution. As Councilwoman Lukacek said, if she were to read it was quite a few pages. We'd be here for a while reading this, but I do encourage residents to understand what exactly is going on, because we have many linear feet of water line that needs to be repaired. All 3 water towers need to be repaired, pump station repairs. Again, we had a resolution tonight for emergency repairs like the Water District 2 at one of the pumps because it could potentially overpressurize the system. Again, it's one of those scenarios where these things were put off for many years, and this is what we're doing our due diligence and being prudent and working with our financial advisor, bond counsel, to make sure that we're trying to do this in the most cost-effective way, and also keep the tax, because it is a tax, that's how this gets paid for, that we keep that cost as low as possible to the taxpayers throughout the districts. So those are a couple things I want to touch base on. The at-your-door service that was just approved tonight, of course, we approved the 2022 budget. The at-your-door service has been something that the town of Boston has been working on for almost a year and a half now. Waste Management has the opportunity is providing us the opportunity to now have a system in place to have your household electronics, instead of going to a household hazardous waste event, which is your oil-based paints, they'll even collect the gasoline and things of that nature, right up your door. You call a 1-800 number, and the key component here is after January of next year. This does not take effect immediately, but as of January 1st next year, you call residents in Boston can call a 1-800 number, let the person on the other end of the phone know what they have that needs to be collected, and at which time they will set up a date and time for you to put the product at the front door. It cannot be in a step, but on the ground at the door, clearly marked and labeled so they know how to safely dispose of it, and or your garage door. This also includes TVs. Right now, the cost of recycling and trying to find a place that you can turn in your TVs, computers, keyboards, things of that nature has gone up substantially. Just to recycle one TV more than covers the overall cost of this entire program. And again, this is for an entire year, so you no longer have to potentially go to a county-wide household hazardous waste or electronics waste event. So I'm very happy to say that the town of Boston is one of the first 3 communities. Our neighbors, just to kind of the north of us, over in Colton and also Holland, are also partnering on this. So we're the first 3 communities. Springfield has announced that they're going to be probably jumping on board, and we're anticipating other communities to jump on board. So the price point was great. I appreciate the board supporting this initiative, because I really think that this answers that request that we've heard for years. How do I get rid of my TV? How do I get rid of my monitor or my computer? So we now have a solution. And I will, the other part I do want to add, that will go on the garbage or the solid waste link on the town website. I'll make sure I get the YouTube video out there. It's about a 2.5, 3-minute video. If you went to the budget presentation, that was displayed there. But again, I'll make sure that's out on the town website so residents can view what services are actually available to them once again after January 1st, 2022. Touching base on Councilman Hardikini, I certainly wish him and his family the best. COVID has not gone away. You probably see me looking at my phone here. The county executive, Doc Bernstein, and others from Erie County Department of Health did a press conference today, just 5 hours ago. As of right now, there are 407 new cases across Erie County. There's 2,359 cases in the past 7 days, which is a substantial increase. And right now, there are 247 new cases per 100,000 people in the past 7 days. So, numbers and statistics are what they're looking at. I will say that if you look at the other charts that Erie County Department of Health provides, it does show that, thankfully, that the deaths and the more severe situations that are happening with COVID, that is kind of on a plateau at the moment, or also on a downward trend. But that's because people are getting vaccinated. I will absolutely encourage people to get the vaccine. I can tell you, sadly, I sit here today, there are 14 people that I can no longer go out to dinner with, have a beer with, because they didn't survive. I know people that have had the vaccine, have gotten sick, yes, but they've been able to have some kind of level of cover where they can resume normal activity. Again, the statistics prove that if you do not get the vaccine, there's a higher risk of you not holding well for you. So I'm doing my civic duty as an elected official, as a public servant, encouraging people to please wear a mask when you're out there. You can be asymptomatic, you can spread the virus, that's a fact. And also the vaccine is a fact, statistically proven, that it does help people in the situation. So I'm going to stop on the COVID scenario. I try not to talk about that too much, but again, it's affecting one of our own here in our community. It's affected others in the community. I know people in our community that have sadly lost their lives due to COVID. Thoughts and prayers out to every one of them, but again, I'm a public servant and I'm supposed to be protecting the health, safety, and welfare of everyone in the community, so here I am. In regards to the cemetery, I think it's wonderful that Vanessa was able to get that kind of support. Originally, she did not think she would get that support, so a big shout out to our community and those that decided to rise and support her initiative there. They had pretty extensive tree damage over there. That was thousands of dollars in repair. There was a cast resolution that the board and I, the board had approved under New York State law that is a permissible expense because, heaven forbid, a cemetery in New York State goes defunct, goes under, the municipality takes on all the associated costs. So, we're looking at it as kind of paying it forward, but, again, we're a community of good neighbors, let's take care of our very own here in our town. So I'm really delighted to hear that Vanessa's getting that kind of support. That's wonderful. That is all I have tonight. Like I said, I'll make sure I get the information up on the household hazardous waste and e-waste on website. And with that, I will close the meeting at 8:07.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried, we adjourn.
Is this an opportunity